Well, ladies and gents, so Star Wars Celebration happened and we learnt quite a lot. Quite a lot of nonsense, of course, from Kathleen Kennedy. We know that Rey is coming back in a new movie, Daisy Ridley, 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, it's my awful Emperor impression. So we're going to touch up on that because there's actually been some new details about it. You know, how Daisy Ridley's Rey can achieve what Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker unfortunately couldn't. You know, just got to usurp that more and more. But I thought we'd start off here, which is absolutely hilarious. So Kathleen Kennedy spins new narrative for Star Wars. Quality is always everything. Oh, all right then. Yeah, forgive me whilst I, die laughing in a pool of my own vomit because this is such nonsense. Absolutely hilarious. Please do hit subscribe, by the way, ladies and gents, if you're new here or you're returning and you drift on in. Just hit subscribe and give the video a like. But here we have it. So Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy recently put out a new spin for Star Wars while trying to hype up the new films and television programs. Arguably, she has presided over the worst era for Star Wars. I mean, that's subjectively true. In terms of monetary decline and brand decline damage, it's not great, you know. There was once a time when Star Wars was a behemoth of a brand. You'd put out anything Star Wars and everyone was always interested in anything that was going to happen. Now, you put out a trailer and you're like, maybe. Now, there are some good things, by the way, of course. But speaking with IGN's Alex Steadman, during Star Wars Celebration 2023, Kennedy was asked, I just want to see if there is any major hope that you want to strive for in this kind of new era of Star Wars that you just announced today. Hopefully, by the way, ladies and gents, hopefully none of this gets made, because that's also a pretty high potential when it comes to Star Wars. Remember all those other movies that they announced? How many of them have happened? Oh yeah, not many. Not many at all. But anyway, she replied, it's as I said. When did you say this? I think quality is always everything. We want to tell resonating stories that really speak to what Star Wars is. Well, you walked out wearing the Force's female t-shirts before, so forgive me for not believing you have a grasp on what Star Wars actually is. I don't really want it, and none of us want it to become like everything else. Again, you are arguably making it exactly like everything else. I mean, it's basically become the MCU. We want it to be something that continues to live up to the expectation that fans have. Well, one, continues. That word there is doing some really heavy lifting, because the expectations that fans have not been lived up to for some time. And that's most important to all of us. Again, I would say bollocks there, in fairness. Absolute bollocks. I mean, look. The Last Jedi didn't do very well. Mandalorian's going downhill. That has just become like a weekly who's who of celebrities that they're just inserting now, which is a shame because The Mandalorian was it was their shining star in the sky. You know, amongst all the crap that Star Wars has been putting out, The Mandalorian was good. I liked The Mandalorian. I don't like it's going downhill. The moment you put Lizzo, whatever her bloody name is, the moment you put her in a Star Wars show, you've lost all credibility. Last week's episode of The Mandalorian had Lizzo in it. Lizzo, the incredibly fat black singer known for twerking and getting her cottage cheese looking cellulite out. She was in a Star Wars show, ladies and gents. Can you believe it? Because apparently anyone who is remotely famous can have a chance of appearing in a Star Wars show now. You don't have to be a good actor anymore. You just have to be remotely famous. And what I mean by, Star Wars becoming like the MCU, well, what did they do with She-Hulk? They put Megan Thee Stallion in it and had them twerking. This is the same crap. You're just inserting singers into your show. Why? They're not an actor. It doesn't give you any street cred. Lizzo fans aren't suddenly going to, run pouring in the street buying everything Star Wars. It screams desperation. And what else screams desperation? Well, ladies and gents, Kathleen Kennedy shares new details on Rey's return. The Jedi are in disarray. Rey, get it? Anyway, yeah, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. So Kathleen Kennedy has revealed to us a little bit more of what to expect. Now, interestingly, the Untitled movie is being written by Stephen Knight. Hopefully that's not Stephen S. DeKnight, because goodness me, he's had some problems with women recently, namely our friend Jenna Ortega. But yeah, written by Stephen Knight, and we'll pick up with Rey as a Jedi Master. What? Become a Jedi Master. 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker. And anyway, we're also told that the fan favourite Force wielder, fuck off, will be running a new academy. But it sounds like the Jedi have not been having an easy time of things since Rey set about rebuilding the Order. So she managed to rebuild the Jedi Order. I mean, Luke couldn't do that. He could barely run a school of, like, a few people. So anyway, Kathleen Kennedy spoke to IGN and revealed some more details. And what were those details? Well, we're 15 years out from the Rise of Skywalker, so we're post-war, post-First Order, and the Jedi are in disarray. There's a lot of discussion around who are the Jedi? What are they doing? What's the state of the galaxy? She's attempting to rebuild the Jedi Order, based on the books, based on what she promised Luke. What did she promise Luke? So that's where we're going. What? What did she promise Luke? I don't remember her promising Luke anything. What? Also, this whole, like, well, who are the Jedi? Everyone's in disarray. Wasn't that basically, that was A New Hope? People were like, who are the Jedi? Oh, they're this sort of, we don't really know. It's fucking, God, this better not be bloody A New Hope all over again. If they're just going to steal things from that, it's going to piss me right off. Anyway, there was some comments about whether Mark Hamill could return. Yeah, honestly, if they can afford him, they'll get him back. I don't know if we'll spend a lot of time in flashbacks or on Force ghosts or things like that, but certainly the spirit of what he represents to her is going to be significant. What does he represent to her? What? Have I missed the movie? What does Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker mean to Rey? I don't remember this. Goodness me. What a pile of poop. What an absolute pile of poop. Anyway, there you go. Thought you'd find this funny. As I did, but also slightly disheartening. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit subscribe, give the video a share. Take care.